Hello everyone, this is part 9 for the chapter Molecular Basis of Inheritance, and here we'll see more past year NIT questions. So let's begin. The first question is, one gene, one hypothesis was postulated by Hershey and Chase, Agarad, Biadl and Tatum, R. Franklin. If you are following all the previous videos, you know this answer because we saw this one gene, one enzyme hypothesis, right, in one of the last questions of the previous part. So what happens is that on the DNA molecule, there is one gene and it will code for mRNA and this will code for one enzyme. And what is enzyme? Basically, enzyme is nothing but a protein molecule in itself. Okay, so this concept was given by, again, name of the scientist. You see how many questions we see from them. So Biadl and Tatum postulated the theory of one gene, one enzyme, in which they stated that in any living cell, there are number of genes present on chromosomes in a linear fashion. One single gene controls the synthesis of one particular enzyme or protein in the cell, which is responsible for its phenotypic character. Okay, so you should remember what is the one gene, one enzyme concept. You should definitely remember that enzyme is what? It is nothing but a protein molecule. But an enzyme acts as an enzyme, it has a substrate, results in formation of product. And this was given by Biadl and Tatum. Okay, so this is very important. So the right answer is option C. E. coli cells with a mutated Z gene of the lac operon cannot grow in medium containing only lactose as the source of energy because. So you see, there is this mutated Z gene. So there are three structural genes, right? Z, Y, A. And you know, right, what all they code for? Z codes for, what Y codes for, and what A codes for. Okay, so let's see the question first. With a mutated Z gene cannot grow, because if the mutated Z gene is there will be no product formed. There will be no beta galactosidase formed, as a result of which there will be no glucose and galactose formed. So there will be no energy. So E. coli cells with mutated Z gene of lac operon cannot grow in a medium containing only lactose as the source of energy. What is the other source of energy? The other source of energy is glucose. So if glucose is not present and only lactose is present and the Z gene is mutated, what will happen? The lac operon is constitutively active in these cells. They cannot synthesize functional beta galactosidase. In the presence of glucose, E. coli do not utilize lactose. They cannot transport lactose from the medium into the cell. So the lac operon is constitutively active. No. Okay. Because lac operon is generally in its inactive state and it needs to be activated when lactose is present. They cannot synthesize the functional beta galactosidase, and this is the right answer. Why is this right answer? Because if the Z gene is mutated, it codes for beta galactosidase. And what will beta galactosidase do? It will convert lactose to glucose plus galactose. Okay. And what will this glucose and galactose do? Glucose will provide E. coli with the source of energy. Okay, so are you getting the concept? Because if this gene is mutated, whether there is lactose present, as much lactose as you put, E. coli cannot use it because it cannot convert it into glucose and galactose and cannot use it as energy because glucose is the source of energy. Operons are segments of genetic material which function as regulated unit or units that can be switched on and switched off. An operon consists of one to several structural genes, okay, and in lac operon there are three, right, Z, Y and A. These genes which produce mRNAs for forming polypeptide protein or enzymes. Z produces enzyme beta galactosidase for splitting lactose to glucose and galactose. Y produces enzyme galactosidase permease required in entry of lactose. It makes the cell more permeable to lactose. So lactose can enter the E. coli cell from the medium. And A produces enzyme thiogalactosidase transacetylase, and the function of this enzyme is not very clear. So the three structural units of the operon produce a single polycistronic mRNA. And then this polycistronic mRNA produces three different enzymes, okay, or proteins. They are basically enzymes, but the structure is protein. So the right answer is option B. During transcription, holoenzyme RNA polymerase binds to DNA sequence and the DNA assumes a saddle-like structure at that point. What is that sequence called? We have seen this question in one of the previous questions also. Is it AAAT box, TATA box, GGTT box or CAAT box? What is this box? This is the Tata box, okay, that is how try to remember. It is the Tata box, that is the Tata box. It is about 28 base pair from the transcription start site are the Tata boxes. After 40 base pair from Tata boxes appears the lat boxes. Both of these sequences serve as recognition site in eukaryotic promoters. Transcription in eukaryotic genes, of course, is far more complicated in prokaryotes. By now we know that every process, replication, transcription, translation, post-translational modifications, everything is far more complicated in eukaryotes, than prokaryotes. So the right answer is Tata box. Which one of the following makes use of RNA as a template to synthesize DNA? So what are they asking you? They are basically asking you the conversion of RNA from DNA, and this is against the central dogma. Is it DNA polymerase, RNA polymerase, reverse transcriptase or DNA dependent RNA polymerase? So what is the right answer here? The right answer here is it is reverse transcriptase, okay. So it uses RNA to synthesize DNA. So this enzyme here is reverse transcriptase. So reverse transcriptase RNA-dependent DNA polymerase is present in some retroviruses, for example, HIV virus. Right option is C. In transgenics, expression of transgene in a target tissue is determined by enhancer, transgene, promoter or reporter. So what is the right answer here? The right answer here is option B. Okay, transgenic organisms, they are genetically modified organism and expression of transgene is determined by the transgene only. Okay, so the right answer is option B. What does lac refer to in what we call as the lac operon? Is it the number, this? Is it lactose? Is it lactase or is it lac intake? So what is the right answer? We all know the right answer is lactose. Okay. So lactose operon in E. coli is a catabolic pathway in which the structural genes remain switched off unless the inducer lactose is present in the medium, okay. And once lac operon is turned on, what will happen? Lactose will get converted into glucose plus galactose and this glucose will now provide energy to the bacteria. Okay, so the lac is the lactose, just remember that. During transcription, the DNA site at which RNA polymerase binds. This is a very direct question. Is it enhancer, is it promoter, regulator or receptor? So during transcription, the DNA site at which RNA polymerase binds is called as the promoter region, okay. Regulator is a gene. So they are now explaining what are the other sequences. So regulator is a gene which forms a biochemical for suppressing the activity of operator. Promoter is the gene which provides the point of attachment of RNA polymerase required for the transcription of the structural genes. So the right answer is promoter, option B. In E. coli, during lactose metabolism, the repressor binds to. I think this has been repeated so many times that even if you haven't read the chapter and just gone through the questions, you know. So this is the operator, this is the promoter and here are the structural genes. So something binds to the operator that does not allow the RNA polymerase to bind to the promoter. And what is this something? This something is repressor. Okay, so repressor binds to the operator. So the right answer is B, operator gene. Regulator gene forms a biochemical for suppressing the activity of operator gene. Promoter gene is the gene which provides point of attachment to the RNA polymerase required during transcription of structural genes, and structural genes are genes which transcribe RNA from polypeptide synthesis. So you must remember that repressor binds to the operator and RNA polymerase binds to the promoter, and then the structural genes are present. So right answer is B. Jacob and Monod studied lactose metabolism in E. coli and proposed the operon concept. The operon concept is applicable for all prokaryotes and some eukaryotes, all prokaryotes and all eukaryotes, all prokaryotes and some protozoans. So what is the right answer? So these operon concepts are definitely present in all prokaryotes, and that is why they are present in all the options also, and they are present in some eukaryotes. Okay. So gene regulation of eukaryotes is complex as compared to the prokaryotes, but the operon concept is definitely present in all the prokaryotes and in some eukaryotes. Why is this? This is because of this one gene, one enzyme concept. You remember we were talking so much about this. So what happens in case of eukaryotes, it is much more complex. So one gene will code only for one mRNA, that will code for only one enzyme, which is nothing but protein. So that is generally the concept in case of eukaryotes. Okay. So in eukaryotes, this is the concept. But in prokaryotes, what happens is that one gene will code for only one mRNA transcript that is capable of synthesizing different amount of proteins. For example, in lac operon, it is the ZYA and 3 different protein products are formed. So this is in prokaryotes. But in some eukaryotes, sometimes the operon is present. So you should remember this, all prokaryotes and some eukaryotes. In negative operon, co-repressor binds with repressor. Co-repressor does not bind with repressor. Co-repressor bind with inducer. CAMP have negative effect on lac operon. Okay. So what is the right answer here? The right answer is A. In negative repressible operon, the repressor co-repressor complex binds with the operator. Okay. So you remember, right? Operator, promoter, and then are the structural genes. So the repressor binds to the operator along with the co-repressor. Okay. The free repressor cannot bind to the operator. So this is the repressor, and now we learn something new, that there is a co-repressor. I mean, it's not something new, it's just that the questions were based always in a different way. So you should remember that co-repressor binds with the repressor, and only then this complex is complete, which will then bind to the operator. And what will happen? This will not allow the RNA polymerase to bind to the promoter region, and therefore no mRNA will be synthesized because no transcription will take place. So the right answer is option A. In which direction mRNA is synthesized on the DNA template? Okay, we have done similar question, in the previous parts, if you remember. So in which direction mRNA is synthesized on the DNA template? This is similar to the direction in which RNA polymerase binds. So the right answer is A. The enzyme polymerase can synthesize bases only in 5' 3' direction. Okay. So you should remember this definitely. So the right answer is option A. At the time of organogenesis, genes regulate the process at different levels and at different times due to promoter, regulator, intron or exons. So during the time of organogenesis, formation of organs, gene regulate the process at different levels and different times. And why is this? Because the genes are same, it's just that they are regulated. Therefore, the answer is regulator. Okay. So, introns are non-coding intervening sequence, but exons are the coding sequences. And these sequences are present, everywhere. On all the DNA in every cell has the same sequence. Okay, you should remember this. So, you have the same genes in your stomach that you have in your brain. The only difference is the regulation. Okay. Because in the brain, some genes will be turned on, whereas in the stomach, the same genes will be turned off. And how is this? This is because of the regulation by different proteins. So that is why it is the regulator. So the right answer is option B. In operon concept, regulator gene functions as repressor, regulator, inhibitor, or all of these. So what is the right answer? The right answer is A. Okay, so the regulator gene will function as a repressor. Regulator gene produces a biochemical for suppressing the activity of the operator gene. Okay, don't get confused with this option regulator. So the regulator gene, for example, in LAC-I, the regulator gene I codes for the repressor. So the right answer is option A. The RNA that picks up specific amino acids from the amino acid pool in the cytoplasm to the ribosome during protein synthesis is called. It is a very direct question. Is it mRNA, tRNA, rRNA or carrier RNA? So what is the right answer? We all know that the right answer is tRNA. So mRNA or messenger RNA brings the coded information from DNA to form polypeptides. rRNA or ribosomal RNA occurs inside the ribosome, and this is involved in protein synthesis because you know the mRNA will bind to the ribosome, and these ribosomes have rRNA and R proteins. And now will come the tRNA molecule, you know. So tRNA molecule has a clover leaf structure, you know. If you remember from the molecular basis of inheritance chapter, it has a clover leaf structure, and then it will form codon-anticodon interactions. So the right answer is option B. The wild type E. coli cells are growing in normal medium with glucose. Okay, they are transferred to a medium containing only lactose as sugar. Which of the following changes takes place? The lac operon is repressed, all operons are induced, the lac operon is induced, E. coli stops dividing. So read the question again, let's do it together. The wild type of E. coli cells are growing in normal medium with glucose. Okay, so for example, you know, these are the E. coli cells. They are growing in normal glucose medium. So what is happening in such a situation? They have enough glucose, you know. They do not need any more energy. Therefore, the lac operon is off. What is the function of lac operon? The lac operon is going to convert lactose into glucose plus galactose, and glucose will provide energy. But in the first situation, they are already growing in glucose rich media. So they do not need any more glucose. Okay, so lac operon is off. Now what they do, they take the same E. coli and they start growing it in a medium that contains only lactose. So now they don't have glucose anymore. So now they need glucose, and now lactose needs to be converted to glucose and galactose. And how will this happen? This will happen if the lac operon is turned on or if the lac operon is induced. So the right answer is option C. If E. coli bacteria grown in normal glucose medium and when transferred to a medium containing lactose, then the lac operon is induced or it is turned off. Okay, so you see, this concept of lac operon is so important that there have been questions asked since 1995. Like probably you were not even born at that time, you know. So the right answer is option C. So that was about it from the questions in this video, and we will upload, you know, one more video. So it is a very important chapter, so keep on practicing all these questions. Thank you for watching the video.